Unmasking money's core, trustless and free. We're exploring something that's at the heart of how we all live our lives every day: money. Not the stuff in your wallet or the numbers in your bank app, but the big ideas behind it. What makes something count as money? How did it come about in the first place? And why does it shape everything from simple trades to massive global systems? I've been digging into this, pulling from some solid economic foundations, and I think it'll change how you see that everyday exchange. Stick around because we're going to unpack the core pieces that make money tick, without getting bogged down in specifics like certain assets or modern debates. Let's get into it. Before we dive deeper into this exploration of the topic, just a quick reminder. If something in this discussion hits home for you, maybe a compelling historical story or a fresh perspective, feel free to like and share the episode, and make sure you're following for more like it. Your support means a lot and helps us keep delivering in-depth looks at these intriguing subjects. Alright, so imagine a world where trading wasn't as easy as handing over a bill or tapping your phone. That's where this all starts, and it's fascinating how the concept evolved over thousands of years. Teasing this out a bit, money didn't just pop up overnight. It grew from basic human needs like swapping goods or keeping track of what's owed. We'll explore how it solves real problems in exchanges, hinting at things like trust issues and the need for something reliable to measure value. Without giving away the details yet, think about how societies moved from direct swaps to more abstract ways of handling value, setting the stage for everything we rely on now. It's like the backbone of economies, and understanding its roots shows why it's so essential without overcomplicating life. Now, let's really break it open and talk about the evolution and the key elements that define money at its core. Starting from the beginning, money emerged naturally, not as some invention dropped from the sky, but through trial and error in human interactions. Way back, people relied on barter, swapping one thing directly for another, like trading tools for food. But that had limits. You needed to find someone who wanted exactly what you had and had exactly what you wanted. Over time, certain items started standing in as intermediaries because they were widely desired or useful. This led to primitive forms like shells, beads, or even large stones in some cultures, which acted as early stand-ins for value. As societies grew more complex, money evolved through stages. It often began as a collectible, something rare or shiny that people gathered just because it caught the eye. If it held up well, it could become a store of value, a way to hold on to wealth without it spoiling or losing worth quickly. Then, if it had the right traits, it turned into a medium of exchange, making trade smoother across distances or with strangers. Finally, in advanced setups, it became a unit of account, a standard way to price everything consistently. This progression wasn't linear everywhere, but it shows how money adapted to needs like scaling trade or preserving wealth over time. Diving deeper into what makes something effective as money, there are essential characteristics that have stood out historically. First, durability. It has to last without breaking down, whether it's sitting in storage or being passed around. Then portability or transportability, so you can carry it easily without it being a burden, especially as trade spread over larger areas. Divisibility is key too. You need to break it into smaller parts for different size deals without losing value. Fungibility means each unit is interchangeable, like one piece being as good as another of the same type. Scarcity ensures it's not too easy to make more, keeping its worth stable. Recognizability or verifiability helps spot fakes quickly, building confidence in exchanges. Salability or scalability allows it to work in small local deals or big global ones. Stability over time prevents wild swings in value, making planning possible. Acceptability is huge. Everyone has to agree it's worth taking. And neutrality keeps it fair, not favoring one group over another, so it can cross borders or communities without bias. On top of those traits, money serves core functions that tie everything together. As a medium of exchange, it cuts through barter's hassles, letting you buy what you need without direct swaps. As a store of value, it holds purchasing power for the future, unlike perishable goods. As a unit of account, it gives a common measure to compare prices and track debts. Some historical views add a standard of deferred payment, where it's reliable for settling future obligations, like loans or contracts. These functions emerged because money fundamentally solves the trust problem. In early times, credit worked in tight-knit groups where you knew folks would pay back, but as groups expanded, something neutral was needed to bridge strangers. Now, contrasting this with legal tender or state-controlled currency, which isn't the same as pure, emergent money. Legal tender is mandated by law. Governments declare it must be accepted for debts, even if people might prefer something else. State or bank-controlled systems often rely on fiat bases, where value comes from decree rather than inherent traits or market selection. Emergent money is bottom-up, chosen because it works best without force. It's trustless in ideal forms, meaning you don't need to rely on an institution that could manipulate it. Controlled currencies introduce elasticity. Supply can be adjusted at will, leading to distortions like inflation that erode value. They depend on ongoing trust in authorities, which can falter with policies or crises, whereas core money aims for inherent reliability. Historically, ledgers in the 1500s sped up trade but added that trust bug, requiring faith in keepers who might alter records. Today, this shows in settlement delays or reversals, unlike instant, neutral exchanges in abstract money ideals. Moving into some themes and deeper analysis, let's think about why these core aspects matter so much. At its heart, money's evolution reflects humanity's push for efficiency in a world of scarcity and uncertainty. The shift from physical barter to abstract units allowed specialization. People could focus on what they're good at, trading surpluses without wasting time on mismatches. But this also highlights tensions. Neutrality versus control. In free market systems, money thrives when it's open and accessible, letting value flow without interference. Yet, when centralized, it can be weaponized, like through sanctions or account freezes based on politics, not actual faults. This erodes the universal accessibility that's crucial. Money should be available to anyone without arbitrary blocks, promoting resilience and inclusivity. Another theme is openness, which expands money's network. The more participants who can join without barriers, the more utility it has, like a global language for value. Limit of supply ties into scarcity, preventing dilution that could spark deflation or hyperinflation. Physicality has evolved too, from tangible items to digital abstractions, but the core need for transportability at information speed remains. In analysis, these traits prevent power asymmetries. True money equalizes by being inherent, not granted. But in controlled setups, interference creates vulnerabilities, like elastic measuring sticks that warp true values, making economic coordination harder. Historically, this evolution shows learning, from commodity backs like metals, which were neutral by nature, to designs purpose-built for trustlessness. It's not about one versus another, but solving persistent problems like eroding trust in global breakdowns. Pulling in some timeless quotes to illustrate these ideas. One historical insight notes that money is a system of value that facilitates the exchange of goods and services in an economy. Another reflects, money serves as a crucial medium of exchange, allowing individuals and businesses to trade efficiently without the limitations of barter systems. From early economic thought, money is anything widely accepted as final payment for goods and services. On functions, to summarize, money has taken many forms through the ages, but money consistently has three functions: store of value, unit of account, and medium of exchange. Regarding characteristics, money must be fungible, durable, portable, recognizable, and stable to reduce transaction costs and simplify exchanges. A broader view states, the history of money is the development over time of systems for the exchange of goods and services. And on evolution, money has evolved over 6,000 years, from bartering goods to coins, paper notes, and now digital currencies. These capture the essence without tying to specific eras or figures. Wrapping this up, if you're intrigued by how money shapes our world, I recommend reflecting on your daily transactions. See how these core aspects play out in real life. Maybe dive into some basic economic reads on exchange systems or even observe modern trades to spot the evolution. It's eye-opening stuff that can make you smarter about handling value. Take care. Stay valuable. Stay free.